What's happening? Chris P. Austin here, getting at you from the Hunting Happiness podcast. Today, we're getting into this topic, how to start believing in yourself today. So if you're listening to this, whether you're on your drive, whether you are sitting by the fireside with a coffee, whether you're in Antarctica or anywhere in the world, this is going to be how to start believing in yourself today. And I want you to be real from jump, and I want you to ask yourself, if you have a wholehearted, strong, foundational belief in yourself, and if the answer is no, then I want you to listen to this podcast and I want you to get some information from me. So, first of all, where you can find this podcast, any of the podcast hosting places, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube, Chris P. Austin. You want to check it out there. That's where you're going to get the visual of this video as well. But getting back in today's topic, how to start believing in yourself today. So, believing in yourself. When I say it, I'm being serious about the application of truly believing in yourself. So not temporary belief. I'm not talking about even situational belief. I'm talking about that strong foundation where it's legitimate and it's consistent and it's happening all the time. And first, I want to tell you what we're not going to be able to achieve today. What we're not going to be able to achieve today is me giving you 16 things that you're going to lock in on. Today, I'm going to give you just a few things to lock in on so that you can really start this process and feel confident and comfortable with the application of it. So, number one, when it comes to this process of starting to believe in yourself, you've got to be able to say it out loud. So I want you to think about in your life what it is that you want to have belief with. Are you a student and you want to have belief in your academics and your ability to get A's? Are you an athlete and you want to have belief in your ability to make the team or get on the court? Are you in business and you want to have the ability to be able to make that desired amount of money or be able to go to a new level and get that raise in your company? It doesn't really matter what your situation is. What does matter is that you implement this application. And what this application is that's being able to say it out loud. Can you literally, right now, state what it is you want out loud in front of a crowd of 100 people? Can you state it in the mirror? Can you state it in front of your family, the most critical members of your family? Can you state it in front of the most congratulatory and uplifting members of your community? Ultimately, if the answer to that is no, you're not going to be able to progress forward. So make that decision today. And it is a decision. Okay, when it comes to being able to believe in yourself, it really does start with being able to say it out loud. So for me, the thing that I say out loud to myself every day is I'm going to be great. Because it's the reality. And I'm going to be great today. I'm going to be great tomorrow. I'm going to be great over the next 10 years because I'm willing to help other human beings. And to me, that's great. For me personally, that is my definition of being great. Being able to maximize your ability in your lifetime and being able to spread that to other people. That's great. So for me, I'm going to be great. I'm going to say that out loud. You hear me saying that out loud. For you, whatever it is you want, you're going to have to be able to say it out loud if it's something you really want. So I gave you some examples before of things that could be your case, but I want you to specify it to yourself. Exactly what it is you want. Say it out loud right now as you're listening to this. I'll give you 5 seconds. Is it something you actually said out loud? Is it something that you can say out loud? And now can you repeat that for the rest of your days until that goal, until that desire, until that achievement is accomplished? That's the primary deal. Once you have the ability to say it out loud, then you start the application of believing it. You start the process of ingraining it into your brain because it's going to start with how you say it. Do you say it with conviction? Do you say it really wanting it to happen? Do you say it like it's going to happen? Are you saying it like an I guess? Are you saying it as a question? Because the more question you place into it, the lower your percentages go. And ultimately, that's all it's about. It's about getting these percentages up. And if you can climb your percentages and build your percentages up the mountain, then it's going to happen for you. That's the way that the percentages work. So you starting to say it out loud today is the move. Once you start to say it out loud, it'll be something that you start to think on a daily basis. And the more you think it, the more you press it, the more you push it into your mind, then it's going to end up being something that you have daily. Just absolutely crushing the way that you go about life. And once you can crush it, so you start saying it, you start thinking it, then it's going to become who you are. It's going to start to be ingrained in your daily process. It's going to start to be something that is part of who you are. It won't be something you're reaching for. It'll start to be something that you actually have. And I'm going to give you an example that occurred this week in my life. I was working with a youth person, and in my opinion, a really talented youth person. What makes them talented? They're an athlete, they're a student, they're a sister, they're all these things. But the thing that makes them so talented is their ability to be able to understand the content given to them and then be able to apply it so quickly. They can understand what you're saying verbally, they can understand what you're showing visually, and they can feel it kinesthetically, and then they can apply it. So this is my personal opinion of this person. I like to think I have a pretty good opinion of these things. So I had asked them, they're in the 8th grade currently. I asked them, do you want to make varsity for your secondary sport, because they play 3 sports? Do you want to make varsity as a freshman in this sport? And they said yes, immediately. And then I said, do you want to start varsity as a freshman? And they said, sure. And then I had asked them right away. I said, is there any reason that the way that you answered the first question and the second question were different? And they said, no, there's no reason. And then after about a 3-second pause, they said, well, yes, there's a reason. You, as in me, Chris, you asked me to evaluate my situation. So to give you some backstory, I told them about a week prior that they need to start looking at the current varsity team and seeing where they could fit, seeing where the holes are, seeing where they could make their mark. And they came back and said, back to this conversation, well, you told me I needed to analyze and take an inventory of the situation, and I've done that, and there was a lot of and-does, there was a lot of ums, there was a lot of hesitation. And half joking, half serious, I said to her and the other girl who were there, I said, I think I may stop communicating out loud to you all, because the ultimate deal is believing in yourself. That's the primary. Before anybody else is going to believe in your vision or believe in what's possible for you, you really have to believe it for your percentages to be up. So again, giving you some backstory to this situation. The literal varsity coach of that high school that this young lady will attend was talking to a friend of mine, somebody who I'm really close to, and whose opinion that they really respect. The head varsity coach was referencing this person and said, if that person who's currently in the 8th grade were in high school right now, would they start on the team? And the person who I'm really close to, whose opinion they trust, they said, oh, for sure, without hesitation. And then the head varsity coach said, yeah, I agree. So, to be clear about what I'm trying to tell you here, the head varsity coach of the place that this young lady will go believes as an 8th grader that they would start as a freshman on varsity. But the 8th grader who I questioned about making varsity and starting is unsure and didn't think that they're in the right position because they took an inventory of the team and essentially doesn't currently have the confidence to believe that that's what they're going to do. So what that story is telling you is it doesn't really matter that the head varsity coach believes it. Your output and what you end up doing and how you crush it or don't is predicated on you. It's predicated on what you put forward. So, to move this to the business world, just the same. If you are working at an organization and the boss believes you have great work ethic, you've got great talent, you've got great skills, you could totally get a raise. The only thing that is going to prevent you from getting the raise is you not believing you're ready, or not believing you are deserving, or not believing that you can. Because your actions and your daily activity are going to show it. The way you come in, the way you speak, all these things are going to show it. So the message I'm giving you on how to start believing in yourself today is to start saying the stuff out loud. And it's starting the process of really believing it and pushing it. And making sure that you're ingraining it into your head as a belief, as something that you're going to do, something that is a must, something that's a part of who you are. And the more that you do that, the more that it's going to be ingrained into your brain, and the psychology is going to take over, and you're going to start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, your actions will follow, and you'll start to do it. So that's the order. You're going to say it, and then you're going to start to think it, and then you're going to start to do it. And once you start to do it, you live it, which means you're just doing it every day. That's the difference between do and live. Do is to do it once or twice here and there. To live it, that's to have it every day. That's to have it as a piece of you, a part of you. So what I want from you is I want you to look down, and I want you to smash the like button, and then I want you to put in the comments what you have on your mind right now as you hear this. What are you going to go do today? Are you going to take this and are you going to apply it today? And are you going to find out the way it works? Because it's not going to be a see if it works. You're going to find out that it ultimately does work. But you've got to be willing to go do it today. It's not tomorrow. It's not when I have time. It's not, well, let me rewind this because I got to drop off my kid or I got to get to school. It's you got to do it today. You got to make it happen right now, because that's how your percentages are going to come up, and that's how you're going to prove to yourself that you are capable of handling tasks immediately, and you're able to face challenges immediately and get over the top of them. If you delay, you're losing out on the percentages. If you wait, you're losing out on the opportunity. Because there's so many people out there who want this. They want to be able to believe in themselves. They really want to figure out how. I'm giving you the primary piece right now. Start to say it today, then you'll start to think it, and then you'll start to do it. Apply that to your life today, and you're going to be able to crush your happiness. You're going to be able to crush your mentality, and you're going to get closer to mastery. So one more time, make sure you jump in the comments. You put down exactly how you're feeling. You put down exactly what you're thinking, exactly what you're going to go do today. You smash the like button. I'd really appreciate it if you're into this and you want to hear more, subscribe to it. Hit the subscribe. Be a part of this community. Continue to get this knowledge. I'm going to continue to get this knowledge. I'm going to tell you more stories like the one I told you today about that young lady, because they come every single day. And that's how people are starting to shift and transition in my life. And it's super cool. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm putting this out, because I want to help you and I want to help the people who want to get to a new level. I'll see you next podcast.